Welcome to another Top 5 here at MacGuffinPodcast.com. I'm Brandi.
And I'm Allen.
And today we're going to try something a little different. We're not talking necessarily about the films themselves here. We are doing Top 5 bad titles for good movies. I'd have a couple words I want to say about titles in general. Before I start making fun of these movies' titles, I should give an example of some titles that I think are really good.
Okay.
Stuff like Night of the Living Dead.
Yes.
Mean Girls.
Oh,
The
okay.
Proposition, A Few Good Men, Eyes Without a Face is one of my favorites. I think things that are sort of catchy, that actually tell you something about the movie, and aren't too sort of esoteric out there, and that are memorable and straightforward are my favorite kinds of titles.
Well, I mean, a title of a film can make or break the film depending on how good or how bad it is. So, as our choices have shown, yeah.
Okay, so all of these have a couple different reasons for me thinking that they're bad, but there's also a little bit of a theme.
Oh,
well.
Wow. Are you going to let us in on it?
My number 5 is a movie from John Schlesinger, written by William Goldman, who's one of my favorite writers of all time. And that is Marathon Man, which I think is a really terrible title. Because it doesn't.
So why is this a bad title?
Because it doesn't really tell you much about the film, and because it's funny. Because there's a little bit of a double entendre going on.
He can just keep going.
Most of mine have a little bit of a double entendre going on, and I just think there had to have been something a little catchier, maybe. That we Awesome. We're off on a good
note here. Mine doesn't have a double entendre, but I listed it just because it's just a bad title.
Okay.
It's from 2010, and it's Wall Street Money Never Sleeps.
That's a terrible title.
I don't even know what to say. First, it's a title with a subtitle, and it has money doing sleeping. Like I don't get it. I mean, I actually like this movie a lot. Probably a lot more than I should, but god damn, that movie is hard to like tell people to go watch. Like, hey, you should watch this movie. It's pretty good. What's it called? Oh, Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. They're like, what the hell?
I was kind of shocked when that was going to be the title of that. Like,
so come on, Oliver Stone, you could do better than that.
Yes. All right. Well, my number 4 is a movie that I really loved last year. God, I'm like embarrassed to say these.
We're already started.
Winter's Bone. Come on, what were you thinking? I mean, it's just like, it doesn't really, again, like, it doesn't really add anything. It's not like it has such deep meaning for the film. Maybe it does, and I just missed something.
They needed to grab the attention of the viewer. They'd be like,
Beaver gets down to your bones. I don't know.
It's not even bones. It's Winter's Bone.
Well, and for a movie like that, where you're gonna mention it to people and they're not gonna know what it is, and you're gonna have to explain it, and they're gonna be like, Winter's Bone? Is that what you said? I mean, it's just like, again, Winter doesn't have a bone. Like, there's no, I don't get it. Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well, moving on to my number 4. My number 4 is a title that thinks it's just too clever for its own good. It's a film directed by Stanley Kubrick, and it's Eyes Wide Shut. How can eyes be widely shut, right?
That's not a thing. You're right.
It's not a thing. But again, I think this is one of... I don't even know if I should talk about this movie because the title is like so not...
You don't like that it's a contradiction, that it's something that could never happen? You're going to get so mad at me, but I'm about to say a title of a movie that's the same thing that I love.
Well, what's that?
True Lies.
Exactly, but for some reason, True Lies works a lot better than Eyes Wide Shut. You know,
a little catchier movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I could talk about the movie, how I really like it.
Title so much.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as good as True Lies, even though it's pretty much the exact same thing.
All right. My number 3. Okay, this one doesn't have any connotations. Okay, I just think it's really dumb because this is an amazing movie, and I realized that it's the title of the book that it was based on, but we could have changed it because why would you call the movie The Constant Gardener?
They like to garden constantly.
There's like one scene of him garden. Like, honestly, like if that was a literal title, would you ever watch a movie?
That's true.
It's about a man who's obsessed with his garden. he never comes out of the garden.
Exactly.
Like,
he's gardening today, tomorrow,
that is
and
a
the day after
really
that.
exciting, really well done film. I was shocked at how much I loved it when I finally watched it. The only reason I did was because Rachel Weisz had been nominated for an Oscar, because
She won, didn't she?
she did end up winning. But I mean, I watched it when I was trying to watch all the nominees before the Oscars happened.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how could I like a movie called The Constant Gardener so much? Like, John le Carré, like, no, don't call your book stuff like that.
Sure. Very solid movie. Not a very solid title. All right. Moving on to my number 3. My number 3 film does have a double entendre. I'm going to let you decide what they're aiming for. It's from 2001, and the film is Blow.
It's about cocaine, right? Like,
Yeah, it could be about cocaine. It could be about something else,
that's
too.
the title that was chosen quite deliberately.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I saw it on the shelf, I was like, oh, Blow. I'll watch it. Oh, it's about cocaine. Darn. But yeah, I mean, not very subtle with that one, but yeah, you know. Do you have any thoughts on Blow?
No, I don't. I've actually never seen that movie.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I think it's it's actually pretty good.
Okay, I'll move it right to the top of the list.
Yeah. Put Blow right there.
Okay. My
This is
number
awesome.
2, all right. I love this movie. I think it's super underrated. I think this title is dumb because it's like almost difficult to say. It doesn't really have any connotation except for if you make a double entendre out of that, and that is Black Snake Moan.
Oh, dang it. Why didn't I choose that one? I have that movie.
It's really good,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
really
good movie. Damn,
yeah.
it's a good one.
And it's just like, why? Come on, Craig Brewer. Like, and his first movie, Hustle and Flow, like, I think that is a great title. Like, it's a lot more descriptive of what goes on in the film. and it has, like, a great rhythm to it. Like, Black Snake Moan. Like, it's just, like, 3 thudding syllables. It doesn't even, like...
I'm so mad.
And it's one of many reasons why the movie wasn't really taken that seriously, and I think it's a shame.
And it should, because it's actually really good.
Very
Yeah,
good.
everyone involved was really good in it.
So,
Man, I'm so disappointed with myself. I should have chose that one. All right, let's go to my number 2. For my number 2 film, I'm actually going to go way back, all the way back to 1938. It's a film directed by Michael Curtiz, starring James Cagney, Humphrey Bogart. The film is called Angels with Dirty Faces.
I don't know why you think this one is so funny.
You don't think this is a bad title? I think this was when we were compiling this.
I mean,
When we were compiling this list, this was like the first one.
With dirty faces, there would be no angels with filthy souls joke in Home Alone, which I couldn't live without. So.
I actually posted this as a status update. Like, all right, the next film I'm watching is Angels with Dirty Faces, and every comment I got was like, "Is that a porn?" And I was like, "No, it's not a porn. It's actually a pretty good gangster film." But yeah, I think it's really good. Have you seen it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's really
I've seen a lot of those old gangster movies that kind of run together after a while.
Yeah, they all kind of mesh, I guess you could say.
Which is not a bad thing. Like they're super fun, but like it's hard sometimes if you haven't seen one recently to remember which was which. For me,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if you ever run across it, watch it again. It's good.
All right. Well, my number 1 is just ridiculous. Like I remember this is another one. Like I remember saying to my friend's mom that we were going to go see this movie, and she was like, "Are you guys 18 yet?" And that is Snatch.
Oh man!
Again, like definitely sort of like a deliberately memorable title, but like you didn't need to go with that. You didn't need to do that.
That's
Really
such a
bad.
good
You didn't
choice,
need to
man.
do that.
I'm disappointed again because I also own this movie too. Like, how am I missing all this?
You weren't thinking.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I totally didn't. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to my number 1. My number 1 is actually from this year. Yes, I had to go there. It is The Beaver. Honestly, like, come on, Jodie Foster, Mel Gibson, right? Like,
But you remember it. You
if you attach
remember it.
yourself to a film called The Beaver, you have to know that those jokes are coming, right? But actually, I mean, all jokes aside, this is actually a really good movie. Probably the biggest surprise of this year.
I haven't seen it yet, and I really don't want to see it at all. But The only reason that it might is because you keep going on about how good it is.
Yeah, I think if you can get past the fact that Mel Gibson is walking around with a beaver puppet.
I can't get past that. Accent. I don't think that's something I can
I actually think it's actually well acted, solidly directed, well written. I thought it's really good. I think you should give the Beaver a chance.
See how these are? Come on, people.
I enjoyed the Beaver. You should enjoy it too.
Yeah, he's just going to keep going if we don't stop. So I'm just going to stop right there.
Okay. All right. That does it for our top 5 films. Good films with bad titles. If you guys have any, please share.
I'm sure there's a lot more. I eliminated a couple because they were translations, but the 400 Blows. Like, come on.
That's like one of my top 10 films of all time, and I missed that one too.
Yeah.
Okay, you totally won.
It is a translation, so.
All right. Well, anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Or we'll catch you guys later. MacGuffin Podcast.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this one, seriously.
Peace.